Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and we're going to talk about The Sims and books. So stick around if that's something that you're interested in. I am so excited about this readathon. It is called the Gerbitathon. I talked about it before in a introductory video, and so this is just going to be my January update. It's midway through January right now, so I am only talking about the books that I have finished so far this year, and then in February the update will be a whole month's worth of books, so this is not a whole month. So the way this readathon works, you can kind of make it fit how you want it to fit. There are a few people who are starting as babies and they are then becoming toddlers, then children, then teens, then students, then adults, and then elders. Those are all the stages of life that have needs and prompts and TBRs associated with them and everything. So I will leave everything linked down below for the Discord and for the channel creator, and you guys can check all of that out. Now, I just want to talk about my characters. I'm going to kind of go through it a little bit quickly just because I don't want to get bogged down. Here's what you need to know. In The Sims, there are wants and there are needs and then there are skills. Okay. So in order to have a job or to graduate from college, you have to have certain skills. Not to have a job, but to promote in your job. You have to have certain skills. So she has taken those things and she has chosen prompts that go with skills for our Sims to do. Now you have needs. In The Sims, there are, I think, 8 categories of needs. I can't remember, 6 or 8. And those needs have to be kept up. If they get down too low, bad things happen, like your Sim passes out or they pee on themselves. So things happen if you don't keep your needs up. So she has gone through and selected certain needs that our Sims have to do. Some of them, like the adults, have to do all the needs. Some of them, like the elder, only has 2 needs they have to do. And so that plays in depending on what the age of our character is. Now they have wants, and you can actually turn this on and off in the game, so that part doesn't matter, but wants are just things that they want to do, either based on their personality, based on what time of the year it is, based on all kinds of stuff. They have wants. So she has gone through and made a whole page of wants. One is for adults. There's one for children and teens, I think. There's one for toddlers. I will go through it as we go through it, but there are wants for all of these age groups. So then what I do as a reader is I can go ahead of time and be like, okay, for this want, it needs to have death in it. So I'm going to pick this want. I'm going to pick a book that has death, and that's what I'm going to read. That's one way to do it. We do that for a lot of readathons. We get the prompts, then we find the books that go with the prompts. That's easy enough. However, what I'm doing, since this is a year-long read-along for me, I'm not going to have my children age up and become like the next age. At least I don't think that I am. I might actually do that, but that will come later if I decide to do that. What I think I'm going to do is just go throughout the whole year. So when I read a book, like the first book I read this year was The Night She Disappeared. And I go, okay, this book has death in it. For one of my characters, I'm going to use this as a want for death. But then this also has multiple points of view. So if that is a category for another one of my Sims, I'm going to use that there. So I'm going to use that book for all 8 of them if I can, but I'm not going to use it more than one time for the person, because I could read this book and count it as death. I could count it as relationship problems. I could count it as multiple points of view. I could count it as on an island or a shore setting, like on a surrounded by water setting, because it's got water elements. And I could use all of those and finish one of my characters practically just reading this one book. And I don't want to do that. So 1 book per character. That is a me rule. That is not a rule of the game. It does not say that you can't double up. I said that for me. So we are just going to quickly switch over here, look at our characters and everything that I have done and what I still have left to do. Okay, so Yolanda is the grandmother. Here she is. She is our elder. And based on 3 books that I read, she's already done with her wants. So the only thing that's left is energy and one other need, and it can be any need that I pick. And so what we also know is that Yolanda doesn't have any skills that we need to work on. She is retired from work and she's just living out her life with her son and his wife and their children, and she's just relaxing as much as possible. Then speaking of her son, we have Reggie, and Reggie has decided to become a politician. I don't know why. Maybe he just doesn't make good choices all the time. Anyway, he needs all of his needs filled up, which I got one of them with one book done. He has 10 wants, which I got one done with a book. And he has 17 skills that he needs for his job as a politician. So he has a certain number of charisma skills, a certain number of creative skills, and a certain number of body skills. Each of those has a different prompt. And so I'm doing that same prompt 8 times here, 7 times here, 6 times here, and 3 times here. And that gives me all of these that I have to finish in order for him to reach the top of the politician career. So by the end of the year, I want to have this completely filled up. I've got a charisma and a creative. I've got one of his wants and one of his needs done so far just from this part of the year. Then we have his wife, Sonia, and she has a lot of the same needs. She needs a lot of charisma, she needs a lot of creative, and she needs body as well. She is in the show business career. Now, I thought it would be easy to find them both careers that required some of the same things, which is why they're both charisma, creative, and body. It just worked out well for me that way. I didn't want them to be in the same exact career. So she has a few more skills that she needs to do, but for the most part, their skills are basically the same. So that's going to help me throughout the year. Now, she doesn't have any of her wants done because I used this book to fill her hunger need instead of doing a want. So she has 2 needs done and 2 of her points done so far. And we will just keep adding as we go throughout the year. Now, their oldest child is Sasha, and she is a college student, and her major is going to be art history. So based on that, she needs cleaning and creativity as her skills. She needs the rest of these also. I just didn't put them all in here yet. But she needs all of her needs done as well. And she has 12 wants. So she has fewer skill needs than her parents, but she has more wants than they do because she's in college. So she has done 2 of her needs so far and 2 of her skills based on what I've read so far. Our next child is Xander, who is a child. He only needs 1 skill, and it can be any skill that I decide to pick for him. He only needs 5 of his needs, and only 2 of those are required, fun and social. The other 3 needs can be whatever I want, which is why I picked comfort for this need and used Final Cut for it. I also have already done 2 of his wants, so he only has 3 wants left to be done. And then Xander can become a teenager, which I do not have a teenager yet in my house. So I'm kind of debating, like, when Xander finishes, do I want to age him up to a teen, or do I just want to keep him as a child through the whole year and then next year he can become a teen? I don't know. I'm still debating with myself. Then we get to my favorite child. This is Lyric. She is adorable. She has 3 needs that need to get done: energy, hunger, and then whatever I want, which I used bladder and used the night she disappeared. She has 3 wants, which one of them was the next in a series, so I used that. She has 3 skills: walking, talking, and potty. So I've already gotten talking. We need to do walking and potty, and 2 wants and 2 needs. So she's got 3 things done out of her 9. And then what am I going to do with Lyric? Should she become a child and we go through that? Or do I just leave her here where she is for the rest of the year? I don't know. And finally, we have the twins, Cora and Colin. I'm not going to flip back and forth, like show them at a separate time, because they're both the same. They need 3 needs in whatever way we want to do that. Now, I did one of the needs. I did comfort. Also, the creator of this, what she did over on the Discord was she popped up a special challenge, I guess, that we could get any kind of crib we wanted if we read the prompt that went with the crib. So I had already read a book with a professional vibe because they're all professional police officers. And so both of my babies now have a mid-century bassinet. So that's how I chose to just keep it, was like this. I might move it somewhere else, or if another thing pops up. Apparently throughout the whole year, she's planning on doing these little pop-up things that come up and just give you little extras for your family. So I think it's really cute that the babies have mid-century bassinets that they're sleeping in. And that's it for them. They only have these 3 needs. So a lot of people are already finished with their baby TBR and they're moving on to toddlers. So I've got to decide, am I going to have Cora and Colin grow up to be toddlers and then start them on the toddler TBR? So I don't know. I am open to any suggestions. I want to hear from you guys what you think I should do. But here right now is my whole Vickers family, and I'm just so excited about tracking everything and how it's all going so far. And I can't wait. Like, I feel like when Sasha graduates from college, I could just have her move out and start her own life as an adult and do that thing. I mean, I don't know. I could go in so many different directions. I just don't really know what to do. So I am open to any suggestions that you guys have. And I will see you guys next month with another Gerbitathon update, but I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.